Hello, everyone. I wanted to take a minute today to talk to you about mortgage financing for your house. I'm standing in the middle of my house, as you can see, and I wanted to talk with you a little bit about a line of credit mortgage rather than a mortgage. I have a line of credit mortgage on this house. The reason I have a line of credit mortgage on this house is that when I get paid, the checks tend to be pretty substantial. Very, very blessed life that I have. So I wanted to get my house paid off quickly, like what my grandmother used to do when she had a house. Her house was paid off. And I want to live a little bit like that too, because my grandmother seemed like she had a pretty stress-free life. And it seems like the world is changing. It seems like everything is super stressed anymore, especially in COVID and all of that. So what I felt was very, very important for me was to have the ability to be able to make extra payments without being penalized on my mortgage so that I could get it paid off. And by doing that, by having a Manulife One, every time I get paid, I can go ahead and put $5 or $6 or $7 or $8 or $10 or $12,000 down on my house. And right now, I only owe $37,633 on this house. Something right around in there, give or take a couple bucks. Also, in the middle of COVID, I never had to make a payment if I didn't want to. Because with a Manulife One, the only thing we're locked into paying is the interest only. And the interest on my account right now is like $102 a month, I think it is, something like that. But because I have huge equity, the house I'm standing in is worth about $550,000. And because I only owe $38,000 on my Manulife One, I had all kinds of flexibility to do nothing. I didn't have to make any payments at all in the middle of COVID if I didn't want to. Obviously, two of my business units stayed focused and stayed moving. And so I was able to make those payments here in the middle of COVID. And I'm continuing to pay this off. So by June, this place will be paid off. And then my Manulife One also starts earning me money more than if I was at the bank as well too, if I overfund my Manulife One after I get it to zero. So it gives me some flexibilities to be able to be a storehouse of cash after it's all paid off as well too. So the benefit of Manulife One is I was not locked into making any freaking payments at all. I could do whatever I needed to do in the middle of COVID. If I had a cancer, I've had 2 open heart surgeries. So if I need to have another open heart surgery, I don't have anything to have to worry about as far as making my mortgage payments. If I had a cancer diagnosis, I don't have anything to worry about with making a mortgage payment. I don't have to. I've got a Manulife One. I have the flexibility of a product that allows me all kinds of different choices that I get to make about the product, not about what the bank is making about a product. So when you're sitting there coming into your 4-year, 5-year renewal now for your mortgage, you have this thing called massive amounts of equity. Well, there might be projects that you want to do around the house. I just did a whole bunch of gardening last year. Now, I technically wrote a check in my Manulife One, but the next check I got from a real estate transaction, I went and paid off my gardening. And it'll grow and grow and grow over the years. So and I increased the value of my house as well too by doing that. So the benefit is that if you have that Manulife One open as your mortgage, then it gives you complete flexibility and complete transparency on what you decide to do with it. You can go and tap your equity to go out and buy a camper trailer if you want to. There's a lot of people doing that right now because they want to get away in some way. So they're going into their Manulife One and they're saying, hey, I could go buy a $10,000 trailer and I've already got the pickup truck, so I can go ahead and hook it up and just go camp for a little while, get away from COVID. So a Manu One gives you all kinds of different flexibilities to be able to do all kinds of different things. You just have to be careful with it that you don't spend. If you're a spender, a Manulife One is not, a line of credit mortgage is not a good thing for you. But if you're very disciplined with how you approach money, then a Manulife One is a phenomenal way to be able to have a product that gives you complete full transparency and flexibility for you. One last thing to share. So many people get so carried away with the concept of they want the cheapest freaking interest rate. But they buy the worst product because the worst product has the cheapest interest rate. It's the stupidest thing to care about an interest rate. Who cares about an interest rate? Interest rates are not 14% like they were with my grandmother. So why would I care if my interest rate is 3%? I'm still better off than what my grandmother was when she was paying 14%. So who cares about the concept of an interest rate? It makes no difference at the hill of beans. It's about the flexibility of the product and how important that actually is in your life. So a Manu 1, Manu 1, Manu 1. You've gotten my flyer in the mail about a Manu 1, and I wanted to call out to the world about a Manulife 1 because it's a phenomenal product. I have it. I enjoy it. It's helping me get my house paid off. My interest rate is 3.05% on a Manulife 1, and that is very, very affordable as well, too. Who cares about a 1.7% locked-in rate? I want 3.05% completely unlocked so I can go ahead and pay off my Manu 1, pay off my house, and have the flexibility to go write myself a check for anything in the world that I want to go write myself a check for. I can just go write it. And then I just have to pay it off, but I only have to pay interest only if things get really, really tough. A Manu 1. You've got my flyer in the mail. Give me a call, 519-995-6145, 519-995-6145. My name is Brian, and I have a Manulife 1, and there's my kitchen, and it's just about all paid off. If you'd like some suggestions and ideas around getting your house paid off, it's just a matter of reaching out and giving me a phone call. More than happy to chat with you about a Manulife 1, any other financial or real estate things. Maybe we end up needing to sell the real estate to be able to upsize or downsize. Maybe that's one of the other things that we think about doing right now. But we have some flexibilities because you have tons of equity in that house. So congratulations on that. Let's celebrate that, and let's look at how we can use some of that equity or how we might make some changes in our life right now that we're coming due on our 5-year renewal with that bank product. Let's get rid of that bank product. If we're staying in this house, let's get rid of that bank product, move to a Manu 1. Give me a call, 519-995-6145. Thanks so much. Have a great day.